Hi, everyone, and welcome to another installment of our All of Us Online Cafe. My name is Kelsey Mahaffey, and I'm the All of Us Project Director for FiftyForward here in Nashville, Tennessee. And today we're going to be talking with Mary Jo McKelvey, who is an All of Us peer ambassador and has recently enrolled in the new Moderna Phase 3 clinical trial at Vanderbilt. And then we're also going to be speaking with Jarissa Greenard, who's a community educator and recruiter for the Vanderbilt HIV vaccine program. So ladies, welcome and thank you for joining us on our cafe today.
Hi,
Thank you.
Kelsey. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And before we begin, we just want to remind our viewers out there what the All of Us Research Program is. And if you have not heard of this new program yet, this is a new initiative out of the National Institutes of Health with the goal to advance precision medicine. And that just means we want to make healthcare tailored to us as individuals, rather than the one-size-fits-all healthcare system that we currently have. So the program is seeking 1 million people from diverse backgrounds living in the United States that are willing to volunteer their health information. That information will then be collected into a database for the future where researchers will be able to study various diseases and hopefully come up with better cures and treatments for all of us. So it's an exciting initiative, and I hope you take a look at that at our website, which is joinallofus.org/50forward, and we'll repeat that website at the end of our conversation today. So Jarissa, let's start with you. And I know we spoke earlier at another cafe with a participant that had also enrolled in this new trial that is happening at Vanderbilt. So if you could remind our viewers, what is this Moderna Phase 3 trial and how did Vanderbilt get involved?
Hi, yes. So the Moderna Phase 3 trial is a 2-year study, and it's looking to enroll 30,000 participants. Of those 30,000 participants at our specific clinical site, we'll be looking to enroll 500 of them. The participants will receive vaccines, or they'll be receiving a placebo. So this is a randomized selection where they'll be receiving that. And the way that Vanderbilt has become involved in this is that we are a part of this network called the HIV Vaccine Trials Network. That network is based in Seattle, Washington. And so that specific entity, in addition to the HIV Prevention Trials Network and also the AIDS Clinical Trials Group, they all combine together to establish the COVID Prevention Trials Network in response to the pandemic that we find ourselves in. So that's how we started being a part of this, in addition to also working with HIV vaccine trials as well. So that's a little bit about the Moderna study and how we got involved.
Yeah, that's great. And have you already recruited all of your participants for the study for Vanderbilt?
So we're still enrolling for participants. For anyone who's interested, they can send their inquiries to the COVID vaccine at vumc.org. For anyone who's interested in enrolling in the trial, we'll be looking for specific things. So people will be screened to see if they are eligible for this trial, but we are looking for participants who are considered to be at risk. So not necessarily people who are quarantined at home currently, but have a very high probability of exposure in coming in contact with COVID-19. So that could very easily could be someone who works at your local grocery store or at your post office, or someone who could also possibly be a photographer of sorts, because it's my understanding that people are still having weddings and gatherings, and there may be spaces where they're not wearing masks just for photos and things of that nature. So, so just looking for populations where people could be at risk.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. And I know you mentioned that the trial would last about 2 years, that you'll be following the participants. Do you expect that the efficacy of the vaccine will be known sooner than the 2 years?
It really depends on it depends on the strength of the data that is collected. So if the vaccine proves to be giving very strong numbers, we could very well see a vaccine sooner rather than later. But at this point in time, it is too hard to give an exact timeline of what that would be. But it also relates to the importance of why we conduct clinical trials, because not only are we testing for efficacy, but we're also testing for tolerability, and is this something that is safe that we can give to the mass population, and is it effective as well? So those are two very key components that we'll be looking at.
Right. And I am sure you answer that question on a daily basis.
Yeah.
How soon? How soon?
My answer is we are all working very hard together. So hopefully sooner rather than later. But for right now, it's unknown.
Yeah, great. Okay. All right. Well, Mary Jo, let's talk to you a little bit. And I know you're wearing two hats for us in our little chat today, because you are an All of Us peer ambassador for 50Forward. So you help us provide outreach and education on the All of Us research program. And now you are also a participant in this phase 3 clinical trial for Moderna. So can you tell us where you heard about the study and what made you want to get involved?
Well, I believe I heard about the study from you.
Yeah.
I think that you published some information about that to our group. I think that's where I heard about it first. Well, I just love all things that have to do with medical stuff. And I've done studies. I've done a couple of other studies that were into phase 3, where a medication was given, and I did the shingles research program probably 25 years ago. I'm not sure how long it's been. It's been a long time, and so it's just something I jumped onto. I just enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And I want the vaccine as badly as anybody does, but I also am so well aware that it's not a magic formula, and we cannot wave a magic wand and make it happen. It takes lots of hard study and detailed study, and everybody's working as hard as they can, but it just takes time. We have to have time to see if our bodies respond, or how our bodies respond to the whatever the drug is. But so that's why I'm in it. I just like it.
Yeah. And I know you have a medical background yourself, being a former nurse. So do you think that has helped motivate you to participate in research and want to be a part of clinical trials?
Probably so, but I don't know. I can't separate all that out of my mental, out of my psyche. It's just all mushy. I mean, that's just the way I've always been. So I don't know when it happened.
Right.
But I've always been interested in medical issues, of course, and kept up with things even since I quit working.
Yeah, yeah. And how has the reaction been to folks that you come in contact with that you realize that you're a participant in this study?
Well, yes, you can guess. It ranges from what? What are you doing? You'll get you'll get the virus. Or it's pretty wide. I need, we're going to have some interference here, noise-wise, and I can't stop.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
I can mute. Okay. All right. I live near a train. But you know, some people just don't care. They don't know why I mess with it, to the extreme that people think that it might be a dangerous thing for me, but it's widely.
Yeah.
The responses are pretty wide. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jarissa has experienced that.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. We have lots of questions.
Oh, sorry, Jarissa. I was going to say, I hope, Mary Jo, that people have also thanked you. And if they have not, then let me be the first one to thank you that you are participating.
Oh, well, sure.
And being a part of helping us move forward to find a cure. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome. And thank you for thanking me. I don't remember anybody thanking me, actually, except the people at Vanderbilt.
Oh, yes. Thank you. We do appreciate all of our participants. That's something that we always have an ongoing dialogue and an appreciation, because there's always this understanding that there's a partnership involved and it's not one-sided. And so we understand that the work that we do, it's not possible without our communities. And so meeting people like Miss Mary Jo, who are very open and interested in learning more about our program, and not only that, but giving some of their time, it never goes unnoticed. So we're very thankful for you.
And I have just really appreciated this professional aspect of everything that's been done about it. And the people are all seasoned professionals with whom I've interacted. And it's wonderful.
That's fantastic. Well, Mary Jo, can you share a little bit about what your experience has been and what you were specifically asked to do for the trial?
Okay. Well, show up is just the main thing. Of course, there was a lot of paperwork up front because they are so dedicated to being sure that the participants know what's going on without any surprises. So there was the necessary paperwork, which is reasonable. That's what I would have expected. And then there was a very limited but thorough physical examination. And then I supplied them with my history, my medical history, to a certain extent. I mean, everything they asked, I provided them. And the first day, they drew some blood as well as gave me a shot. And nobody knew whether I actually got the real thing or a placebo. And I don't know. I don't think I did because I haven't had any reactions. But nevertheless, that's just as important as the people who get the real medicine. Right. So then 2 weeks later, I kept a diary for the first week via my phone, just check my temperature daily and then answered a few simple questions on the phone. It probably took me maybe 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It's not complicated. I did that the first week. Then I had a couple of phone calls from the folks running the study, and then 2 weeks later, no, a month later, went back for the same thing, another shot, blood draw, and just as simple health check, and there. Then another week of the diary. And actually, I'm through now, just for occasional times where they'll check in with me. So,
okay.
it was just very simple.
Yeah, that does sound, doesn't sound time consuming at all, or not a lot
that
was asked
much.
of your time. So
No.
that's great to know.
And they get, we were right on schedule. We never had to wait for anything. It was all very well run.
That's great. And you mentioned, Mary Jo, that you were blind. You don't know if you got the placebo or the actual vaccine. Jarissa, can you talk a little bit about that process, about how this is a blind trial, or sometimes do they call that a double blind?
Yes. So the term uses that we're double blinded, and what that means is that the staff and the participants will not know whether they're receiving the placebo, which in this case would be salt water, or the active vaccine. The only person who knows who is receiving what product is the pharmacist. Now, at the end of the study, once all of the visits have been completed, once the data has been submitted to the network and it goes through its analysis process, the site staff will be notified of the results, and in turn they will go about contacting participants to inform them and let them know if they've received the study vaccine or if they received the placebo, and then move forward to answering any questions they may have. So yes, as of right now, we're not sure what Miss Mary Jo has received.
No, nobody knows. Even the nurses that were in the room with me left the room just so that nobody knows.
Yeah.
We definitely take extra measures to ensure that the science that's being reported is kept pure and untampered with. So,
yeah, that's so fascinating to me. I have not been a participant in a trial myself. I have joined the All of Us research program, which works differently than a traditional research study, as it's strictly just health data collection. So that it's fascinating for me to hear your experiences, Mary Jo, and how you are double blinded and not sure. So that's exciting. I just have one final question, really, for the both of you, if you both want to answer. What is it that you hope the researchers discover, about this vaccine? What is that hope out there that probably all of us are wishing for?
well, I do hope that we discover what works and what doesn't, so that we can move the process along to hopefully developing one soon, so that we can get that out to all of our communities, and in an effort to really provide another form of prevention that will be effective. And I also think it's important that the vaccine alone will be wonderful, but we also want to continue to use those CDC best practices right now, because they will complement each other. So as far as hand washing goes, and wearing our mask for right now, and just really keeping in mind that all of these things work really well hand in hand all together. Just similar to the way that we receive flu vaccine every flu season. We always want to make sure we're washing our hands and being careful and really keeping in mind that we're trying to preserve everyone's and keep everyone safe and healthy and happy. So that's my
Right. And Mary Jo, what do you hope that the researchers discover?
Well, the same thing that Jarissa has already mentioned. I don't know that I have anything to add to that. I was listening to a physician today in New Orleans. I think you recommended the
research matters.
Yes, the research matters, which, by the way, is so fascinating. It is just so fascinating to hear his experience. But he knows that there's so many moving parts to getting it right.
Yeah.
And we have to get it right.
Yes.
And we have to be patient. And we have to understand, and my goodness, give the researchers and the investigators the credit for what they're doing and for the information they're handing out. And, keep wearing your mask. And just, if you don't like the one you have, get another one or two or three. I'm about to get a wardrobe of masks.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you're even making masks, Mary Jo, I know.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so it's just what it is. And we just, we are all in it together, and we just have to cooperate.
Yeah.
That's and so be true. Mindful of other people.
Yep. Yep. And I think that is a fantastic note to end on. Perfect ending for our conversation today. Just like Jarissa, you were saying, Mary Jo as well, we're being called upon to protect one another right now, staying physically distant, wear our masks, wash our hands, participate in trials if that is what calls to you. So also, if this is something that has sparked your interest in research in general, and you want more information on the All of Us Research Program, please visit our website at joinallofus.org/50forward to find out more. You can actually enroll in the program right from that site. It is an online enrollment. So if it speaks to you, just click that button and you can join today right from the comfort of your home. And if you're interested in finding out more about the Moderna COVID-19 trial at Vanderbilt, there is an email. And Jarissa, correct me if this is the wrong email, but I still have the COVID vaccine at vumc.org. Okay, that's right. So if you would like more information on this trial that's happening at Vanderbilt here in Nashville, COVID vaccine at vumc.org to learn more. So Jarissa and Mary Jo, thank you so much for being with us today and joining us for our All of Us Online Cafe and having a great conversation about clinical trials and the importance of all trials, not just COVID, but all trials that are out there. And I hope you all turn in to our next installment where we will be partnering again with Jarissa and the Vanderbilt team. And we'll be talking about medical mistrust coming up in October. This will probably be a two-part series in October and November. So be on the lookout for information on that. You can actually find that event on our Facebook page here at the 50Forward All of Us Research Program. So ladies, have a great rest of the day, and thank you both for joining us.
Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Mary Jo.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.